God is speaking in anger today. You made a mistake that heaven noticed, and if you walk away from this message, it will not be forgiven lightly. Don't make the mistake of skipping this. Stop for a moment, and do not scroll away. Because what you are hearing right now carries weight that can shift the direction of your life. I am not whispering gently in this moment. I am speaking firmly because something you did has echoed in places you cannot see. This is not to shame you but to wake you before consequences grow deeper roots. If you stay and listen with an open heart, there is still a way to restore what was shaken. If you turn away, you will walk blindly into a path that becomes harder to repair. Type Amen. If you believe what you did was not small in the eyes of heaven, even if it felt small in your own understanding, there are moments when a single choice reveals the condition of your heart. And that is what has happened here. I saw the hesitation. I saw the decision. And I saw the moment you chose what was easier instead of what was right. This is why my tone is not soft right now, because I care too deeply to let you continue without correction. My anger is not hatred. It is the fire that refuses to let you destroy what I placed inside you. You are not being abandoned, but you are being confronted. This is what love looks like when it refuses to stay silent while you drift away from truth. I have protected you in ways you will never fully understand. And I have guided you through dangers you never even noticed. Yet in this moment you stepped outside that guidance thinking it would not matter. It mattered more than you realize. And that is why I am calling you back. Now before the weight of it grows heavier, before you go any further, take a moment and show your support by liking this video, because this moment of connection is not random, and it carries purpose for your life. There is still time to correct what has been set in motion. But that time is not endless. I am asking you to stay, to listen, and to let these words settle into your spirit. The mistake you made did not remove your worth, but it did create a crack that needs to be repaired. Ignoring this will not make it disappear. It will only deepen the distance between where you are and where you are meant to be. I am reaching for you right now, because I refuse to let that distance grow. You have always been watched over. Even when you felt alone, there were moments when you thought you were unnoticed. But I was there guiding, protecting, and shaping your path. This is why this moment feels intense. Because I expect more from you than you expect from yourself. I placed something inside you that is not ordinary. And your choices carry weight because of it. When you act against that purpose, it creates a ripple that cannot be ignored. The mistake you made was not just an action. It was a reflection of something deeper that needs to be addressed. It revealed fear or pride or doubt that you have been carrying quietly. I am not exposing this to break you. I am exposing it to heal you. But healing only begins when you face the truth, instead of running from it. Staying here right now is your first step back toward alignment with what I have prepared for you. Type yes to affirm. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description, or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site, you are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give, and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose, join the conversation, and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today, join our community, and see what God brings back into your life. You may feel a mix of emotions as you hear this, and that is natural. There is conviction in my voice, but there is also protection wrapped around every word. I am not speaking to push you away. I am speaking to pull you closer than you have been in a long time. The mistake you made does not define you. But what you do after this moment will shape what comes next. This is your turning point, whether you recognize it fully or not. Do not think that you are beyond forgiveness, because that is not the truth. Forgiveness is still within reach. But it is not something to take lightly or ignore. It requires honesty, humility, and a willingness to change what led you here. I am ready to meet you in that place. But you must take a step toward me. Walking away now would be choosing distance when restoration is being offered. There is a reason you are hearing this right now, at this exact moment. It is not coincidence, and it is not random timing. It is a direct interruption meant to stop you before you go further down a path that will cost you more than you are prepared to lose. I am not trying to frighten you, but I am making it clear that your choices matter deeply. This is your opportunity to turn back with clarity instead of regret. What you chose earlier created a misalignment between your actions and the purpose I placed inside you. It may have felt like a simple decision, something that would pass without consequence. But every decision carries a weight, and some carry more than others, depending on who you are and what you are meant to become. You are not ordinary, and because of that your choices echo louder than you think. That is why I am correcting you now, before that echo turns into something that shapes your future in ways you cannot undo. You have been given guidance before. Quiet nudges that tried to steer you in the right direction. There were moments when you felt that inner voice, urging you to pause, to reconsider, to choose differently. Yet, you pushed past it, convincing yourself that it was not important, or that it could wait. That is the part that needs your attention now. Because ignoring that guidance is what led you here. I am not silent in your life, but you must learn to listen when I speak softly, so I do not have to speak in this tone again. Type 777 to receive blessings. Why are so many claiming this CIA ritual changed their life in just 7 seconds? This leaked CIA ritual is the real deal, and it's potent. A 7-second brainwave hack backed by 4 neuroscience labs is helping regular people leap from broke to abundant. Dream homes, cars, trips, it's all within reach. But this video could disappear any time from the internet. So click the link in the description and comments now to see it before it's gone forever. There is a pattern that has been forming, and it is time for you to see it clearly. This was not the first time you were given a chance to choose differently, and it will not be the last. But every time you ignore what is right, it becomes easier to repeat the same mistake. I will not allow that pattern to take hold in your life, because I have set you apart for something greater. This correction is not punishment. It is protection from becoming someone you were never meant to be. You may feel a weight in your chest as these words settle in. And that is not by accident. That weight is the truth making its way into places you have avoided. It is uncomfortable, but it is necessary, because comfort would only keep you where you are. Growth often begins with discomfort, and this is your moment to grow. Do not run from this feeling, because it is leading you towards something better. I want you to understand that I am not measuring you by perfection. I know your struggles, your weaknesses, and the battles you fight within yourself. What I look for is your willingness to return, your desire to align with what is right even after you fall. That is what sets you apart, and that is why I am still speaking to you with this urgency. If you were beyond reach, I would not be calling you back. There is a difference between making a mistake and choosing to remain in it. Right now, you are standing at that line, and the direction you take will shape what comes next. Staying here, listening and allowing these words to guide you, is already a step in the right direction. But it must go deeper than listening. It must reach your actions. Change begins in your heart. But it is proven through what you choose to do next. You have been given chances that others have not. And that comes with responsibility. I have opened doors for you, protected you from harm, and placed opportunities in your path. None of that was accidental, and none of it was without purpose. When you act carelessly, it risks more than just the moment. It risks the path I have prepared for you. That is why I am firm with you now, because I will not let you lose what has been built. Type 222. If you trust God, there is still a way forward that leads to peace, but it requires honesty from you. You must acknowledge what you did without excuses or justification. You must see it clearly for what it was, not what you wish it had been. That kind of honesty opens the door for change, because it removes the barriers you have placed around yourself. I am ready to meet you there. But you must be willing to step into that truth. You are not alone in this process. Even though it may feel that way, I am with you in this moment, guiding you through every realization and every step forward. There is strength available to you that you have not fully tapped into yet. It is the strength to choose differently, to stand firm, and to walk in alignment with what you know is right. That strength will grow as you begin to use it, and it will carry you further than you expect. Do not let shame take control of your thoughts, because that is not where I want you to stay. Conviction is meant to guide you, not trap you. There is a clear difference, and you must learn to recognize it. Conviction points you toward change, while shame tries to keep you stuck in what has already happened. I am calling you forward, not holding you in place. This moment is not just about correction. It is about restoration. What was shaken can be steadied again, and what felt broken can be repaired. But that restoration begins with your response to what you are hearing right now. Ignoring this will only delay what needs to happen. And delay often brings greater difficulty. Facing it now will bring clarity, and a path that leads you back into alignment. You have a purpose that has not been erased. Even though it has been challenged, that purpose is still alive within you, waiting for you to step back into it fully. I have not withdrawn it, and I will not take it away because of one mistake. But I will not allow you to drift further away from it, without calling you back. This is that call, and it is one you should not ignore. What comes next depends on what you choose in this moment. You can continue forward with awareness, making changes that bring you closer to where you are meant to be. Or, you can turn away pretending that this moment did not matter. One path leads to growth and restoration while the other leads to confusion and distance. I am making it clear so you do not walk blindly. You are capable of more than what you showed in that moment, and I know it. That is why I am holding you to a higher standard. Because I see what you can become. Do not settle for less than what has been placed inside you. Rise to the level that you were created for even when it is difficult. That is where your strength is revealed, and that is where your life begins to change. There are things within you that have been out of place for some time, and this moment is exposing them so they can be corrected. This is how transformation begins. Not in comfort but in truth that refuses to be ignored. The mistake you made did not happen in isolation. And you must understand that clearly. It was connected to thoughts you allowed, habits you tolerated, and moments you chose not to confront. These small things build over time, shaping your decisions without you even realizing it. What happened was the result of that quiet buildup, and now you are seeing the outcome. I am showing you this not to discourage you, but to make you aware of what needs to change at the root. What's really behind the 7-second brain technique that's making headlines and new millionaires. A stunning CIA leak has just revealed a 7-second brain ritual that's helping normal people wipe out debt and attract serious wealth. With proof from 4 neuroscience labs, this at-home method is turning financial stress into dream living. Homes, cars, vacations, it's all happening. But the government could take this down at any time. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. There is a deeper call on your life that cannot be fulfilled if you continue in the same patterns. I have placed strength inside you, but strength must be exercised to grow. When you avoid the hard choices, you weaken that strength and make it easier to fall again. I am calling you to step into discipline, not as a burden but as a path to freedom. What feels difficult now will become natural when you begin to walk in it consistently. Type 1010 to claim miracles. You must also understand that your environment plays a role in your decisions. There are influences around you that are not helping you move forward, even if they seem harmless on the surface. The voices you listen to, the things you focus on, and the energy you allow into your life, all shape your direction. If you do not guard these things, they will quietly pull you away from where you are meant to go. This is why awareness is so important, because it gives you the power to choose what you allow and what you reject. I have given you discernment, but you must use it. There have been moments when you felt something was not right, yet you continued anyway. That feeling was not random. It was guidance trying to protect you. Ignoring it led you here, but listening to it will lead you out. You must begin to trust that inner knowing more than your temporary desires. There is also a part of you that seeks comfort in familiar patterns, even when they are not good for you. It is easier to repeat what you know than to step into something new. But staying in those patterns will only keep you in the same cycle. I am calling you to break that cycle, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. Growth requires you to leave behind what is familiar when it no longer serves your purpose. Type 1212. If you trust in Jesus, you are not being asked to do this alone. And that is something you must hold on to. I am walking with you through every step of this process, giving you strength when you feel weak. There will be moments when you want to return to old habits. But those are the moments where your choice matters most. Each time you choose differently, you are building a new path for yourself. Over time that path will become stronger than the one you are leaving behind. Do not underestimate the power of small changes, because they lead to bigger transformations. It is not about making one perfect decision and never struggling again. It is about choosing what is right again and again, even when it feels difficult. That consistency will reshape your life in ways you cannot yet see. I am guiding you toward that kind of change, because it leads to lasting peace. You may also need to forgive yourself for what has happened. Holding on to guilt will only weigh you down, and make it harder to move forward. Acknowledge your mistake, learn from it, and then release it. That is how you grow without being trapped by your past. I am not asking you to forget, but to move forward with understanding. There is still a future ahead of you that is filled with purpose and possibility. This moment does not take that away. It refines you for it. What you are learning now will prepare you for what is coming next. I am shaping you through this experience, even if it feels uncomfortable. Trust that there is a reason for this process. Stay present with what you are hearing, because it is guiding you step by step. There is no need to rush or to feel overwhelmed by what lies ahead. Focus on what you can do right now in this moment. Choose to align your thoughts, your actions, and your intentions with what is right. That is where your power lies. You are stronger than this mistake, and you are capable of rising above it. I see that strength in you, even if you do not fully see it in yourself yet. That is why I am speaking to you with both firmness and care. I know what you can become, and I will not let you settle for less. There is more that needs to be revealed to you, and it will come as you continue to listen and reflect. Each step you take in the right direction will bring more clarity. Do not lose focus now, because you are in a crucial moment of change. What you do next will shape your path in ways that matter deeply. There is a responsibility that comes with being aware, and you are stepping into it now. You can no longer say that you did not know, or that you were unaware of the direction you were taking. This moment removes that excuse and replaces it with choice. Every step you take after this carries intention, and that intention matters more than you realize. I am asking you to be mindful, not fearful, but conscious of the weight your decisions carry. Type Wonder 11. If you walk by faith, you must also recognize that growth is not always immediate or easy. There will be moments when you feel like you are making progress, and then moments when it feels like you are slipping again. That does not mean you have failed. It means you are learning. Each time you catch yourself and choose differently, you are strengthening your ability to stand firm. Do not let temporary setbacks convince you that change is not possible. There is a quiet strength building inside you right now. Even if you do not fully feel it yet, it is forming in your willingness to listen, to reflect, and to consider a different path. That strength will carry you through moments when your emotions try to pull you back into old habits. You must learn to rely on it instead of reacting impulsively. This is how you begin to live with intention instead of reaction. Is it finally time to try the same CIA secret ritual that's changing lives in seconds? This newly leaked CIA-backed study reveals a 7-second money ritual transforming lives overnight. Scientifically validated by 4 neuroscience labs. It rewires your mind to attract money like a magnet. People once broke are now enjoying luxury homes, new cars, and exotic travel. But this secret won't be online much longer. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently removed. You have also been given the ability to influence your own direction more than you think. Your thoughts shape your perspective, and your perspective shapes your actions. If you allow negative or careless thoughts to take control, they will lead you back into the same patterns. But if you choose to focus on what is true and right, your actions will begin to align with that. This is a process, and it requires patience with yourself. Type 888 to welcome abundance. There is something important you need to understand about forgiveness as you move forward. Forgiveness is not just about being released from what you have done. It is also about stepping into a new way of living. It is not meant to return you to the same patterns, but to lift you into something better. When you accept forgiveness, you are also accepting the responsibility to grow. That is what makes it meaningful. You may feel moments of doubt as you continue questioning whether you can truly change or move past this. Those thoughts are not coming from a place of truth. They are coming from fear. Fear tries to keep you in what is familiar, even when it is not good for you. I am calling you to rise above that fear and step into the confidence that you are capable of more. You are not defined by your worst moment. There will also be times when you are tested again in similar ways. These moments are not meant to trap you. They are opportunities to show that you have grown. When you respond differently, you break the cycle that once held you. Each new response strengthens your foundation and makes it easier to stand firm the next time. This is how transformation becomes real in your life. You must remain aware of the small choices you make each day, because they add up over time. It is easy to focus on big decisions and overlook the small ones, but both carry weight. The way you speak, the way you think, and the way you respond in everyday moments all shape your direction. Pay attention to these things, because they are building the life you are living. Awareness in small moments leads to strength in bigger ones. There is also a need for you to create space for reflection in your life. When you are constantly moving or distracted, it becomes harder to hear the guidance that is meant for you. Taking time to be still allows you to reconnect with what is true. It gives you the clarity you need to make better decisions. This is not about withdrawing from life, but about creating balance so you can move forward with intention. You are being shaped in this moment even if it feels challenging. Every realization, every shift in your thinking, and every decision to change is part of that process. I am not rushing you, but I am guiding you steadily. Trust that this process is leading you somewhere meaningful. It is not wasted effort. It is preparation for what is ahead. Stay focused on what you are learning, and do not allow distractions to pull you away. There will always be things that try to take your attention, but you must choose what truly matters. This moment is important and it deserves your full presence. What you gain here will stay with you long after this moment passes. It will influence how you move, how you think, and how you choose. You are not alone in this journey. Even when it felt like it, I am with you, guiding you, correcting you, and supporting you every step of the way. There is a purpose behind everything you are experiencing right now. It is leading you toward a version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, and more aligned with what you were created to be. Do not turn away from that path. There is still more that needs to unfold, and you are moving toward it with each step you take. Continue to listen, continue to reflect, and continue to choose what is right. This is how you move forward with clarity and confidence. What lies ahead will become clearer as you remain committed to this process. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history, it is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Stay with me because there is still more to understand and more guidance to receive. There is something you must face clearly now, and it may not be easy to accept. The mistake you made was not just about one moment. It was about a direction you were slowly drifting toward. You allowed certain thoughts, certain influences, and certain attitudes to settle in your heart without confronting them. Over time, they shaped your actions in ways you did not fully notice. This is why I am bringing your attention back to the root, because if the root is not corrected, the same outcome will return again. Type 333. If you are ready for change, you must begin to take responsibility, not only for what you did, but for what led you there. Responsibility is not meant to burden you. It is meant to empower you. When you take ownership of your choices, you gain the ability to change them. When you avoid responsibility, you give your power away to circumstances and habits. I am calling you to take that power back, because you were never meant to live without it. There are habits in your life that have quietly been working against you. They may seem small or insignificant, but they shape your mindset and influence your decisions. The way you spend your time, the way you react to stress, and the way you handle discomfort all play a role. If you do not become aware of these habits, they will continue to guide you without your permission. Awareness is the first step toward breaking what no longer serves you. There is also a need for you to set boundaries in your life. Not everything deserves your attention, your energy, or your presence. You have been giving too much of yourself to things that do not help you grow. This has weakened your ability to stay aligned with what is right. I am asking you to be more intentional about where you place your focus, because your focus shapes your future. Type 999 to release the past. Why is the government working so hard to bury this 7-second brain ritual? A stunning CIA leak has just exposed a 7-second brain ritual now allowing regular people to clear debt and invite unstoppable wealth. Supported by 4 neuroscience labs, this easy at-home method is transforming financial struggles into dream lifestyles. New homes, vehicles, vacations, it's all becoming possible. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments, before it's deleted forever. You may feel resistance as you hear this, and that is natural. Change challenges what is familiar, even when what is familiar is not good for you. But you must not let that resistance control your actions. You are stronger than the discomfort that comes with growth. Each time you move forward despite that resistance, you are proving that you are ready for something better. There is also a deeper level of discipline that I am calling you into. Discipline is not about restriction. It is about alignment. It is about choosing what is right, even when it is not easy or convenient. This is what builds character. And this is what prepares you for the purpose you carry. Without discipline, you will continue to struggle in the same areas. With it, you will begin to see lasting change. You have been given opportunities to grow before, but you did not always take them seriously. This moment is different, because you are being shown clearly what needs to change. Do not let this clarity fade once you move on from this moment. Hold on to it and let it guide your actions. This is how you turn awareness into transformation. There is also a need for you to be patient with yourself as you go through this process. Change does not happen overnight, and it does not happen without effort. There will be moments when you feel discouraged, but you must not give up. Every step you take in the right direction matters, even if it feels small. Over time, those steps will create a path that leads you where you are meant to be. You must also learn to replace old habits with new ones that support your growth. It is not enough to simply stop doing what is wrong. You must start doing what is right. This creates balance and gives you a new direction to follow. Without that replacement, it becomes easier to fall back into old patterns. Be intentional about what you are building, not just what you are leaving behind. There is something powerful happening within you right now. Even if you do not fully recognize it, you are becoming more aware, more intentional, and more aligned with what is true. This is not a small shift. It is the beginning of something greater. I am guiding you through this because I see what you can become. Do not lose sight of that vision. Stay grounded in what you are learning, and do not allow distractions to pull you away. There will always be things that try to take your attention, but you must choose what truly matters. This moment is shaping your future, and it deserves your full focus. What you do with this understanding will determine how your life unfolds from here. You are not alone in this process, and you never have been. I am with you in every step, guiding you and giving you the strength you need. Trust in that presence, even when you do not fully understand what is happening. There is a purpose behind every correction and every challenge you are facing. It is all leading you towards something better. Yet you have stayed. And that tells me something powerful is awakening inside you. Do not ignore this awakening, because it is the beginning of a new direction in your life. I am not just correcting you. I am reshaping how you see yourself and the choices you make. This is where your future begins to take a different form. There is something you must realize now with complete honesty. The mistake you made did not happen because you are weak. It happened because you were not fully aware of your own patterns. You allowed certain thoughts to go unchecked, certain emotions to lead you without guidance. Over time, those unchecked areas created a space where the wrong choice could take root. Now that it has been revealed, you have the chance to take control of what once controlled you. Type 555. If you choose growth, you are not powerless in this process. Even if it felt that way before, I have given you the ability to pause, to reflect, and to choose differently. That ability is one of the greatest strengths you carry. But it must be used intentionally. When you rush into decisions without reflection, you disconnect from that strength. I am calling you to slow down in your choices, to become aware before you act. This awareness will protect you from repeating what has already happened. There are also emotions within you that need to be understood, not ignored. Sometimes you act out of frustration, fear, or the desire to escape discomfort. These emotions are not wrong, but they must be guided instead of allowed to take control. When emotions lead without wisdom, they can pull you away from what is right. When they are understood and managed, they become a source of strength. This is part of your growth, learning how to respond instead of react. There is a deeper level of self-control that I am inviting you into. It is not about denying yourself completely, but about choosing what truly benefits you. Self-control is the ability to say no when something does not align with your purpose. It is also the ability to stay committed, even when it becomes difficult. This is what builds stability in your life and keeps you from drifting. Without it, you will continue to be pulled in different directions. Type 444. If you seek protection, you must also learn to recognize the moments when you are most vulnerable. There are times when you are more likely to make poor decisions, and you need to be aware of them. It may be when you are tired, overwhelmed, or seeking comfort. These moments require extra care, because they are where mistakes often happen. Awareness of your vulnerability is not weakness. It is wisdom. Do you know why everyone's whispering about this second CIA ritual? A brainwave ritual leaked from the CIA is changing lives across the globe. Proven by neuroscience, this 7-second method helps regular people attract money, freedom, and luxury. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. There is also a need for you to strengthen your inner discipline through consistent effort. Discipline is not built in one moment. It is built over time through repeated choices. Each time you choose what is right, even when it is hard, you are strengthening that discipline. Over time, it becomes easier to stand firm, because you have trained yourself to do so. This is how you create lasting change in your life. You may feel moments of frustration as you try to apply what you are learning. That frustration is part of the process, not a sign that you are failing. Growth often comes with challenges because you are stepping into something new. Do not let frustration cause you to give up. Instead, let it remind you that you are moving beyond your old limits. There is something important you need to hold on to as you continue. You are not defined by your past actions, but you are shaped by how you respond to them. This moment is giving you the chance to respond in a way that leads to growth. Do not waste that opportunity by falling back into old patterns. Use it to build a stronger foundation for your future. You must also begin to trust yourself in a new way. Not the version of you that acted without awareness, but the version of you that is learning and growing. Trust that you can make better decisions moving forward. Trust that you can handle situations with clarity and strength. This trust will help you move forward with confidence instead of fear. There is also a need for you to remain focused on your long-term direction. Do not let temporary feelings or situations distract you from where you are going. Your purpose requires consistency and commitment. When you keep your focus on what truly matters, it becomes easier to let go of what does not. This focus will guide your decisions and keep you aligned. You are being prepared for something greater, even if you cannot fully see it yet. This process is shaping you into someone who can handle more responsibility and greater opportunities. Without this preparation, you would not be ready for what is ahead. That is why this moment is so important, because it is part of that preparation. Stay committed to what you are learning, and do not allow distractions to pull you away. You are in a critical moment of growth, and it deserves your full attention. What you do now will influence what comes next in your life. Choose to stay present and engaged with this process. The correction you are receiving is not to hold you back, but to move you forward with clarity. You are being refined, not rejected. And what you do in this moment will decide how that refinement shapes your future. There is something within you that is beginning to shift. Even if it feels subtle, you are starting to see the connection between your thoughts, your actions, and the outcomes you experience. This understanding is powerful, because it gives you control over what once felt unpredictable. When you begin to see clearly, You can no longer live carelessly. You must now choose with intention because you know the impact your choices carry. Type 666. If you are ready to take responsibility, you must also understand that growth requires consistency, not just moments of realization. It is easy to feel inspired in a moment like this. But what matters is what you do after this moment passes. Will you carry this awareness into your daily life, or will you allow it to fade? That is the question your actions will answer, not your intentions. I am calling you to be consistent, because consistency is what turns understanding into transformation. There is a need for you to guard your mind more carefully than before. The thoughts you allow to settle will shape your decisions in ways you may not immediately see. Negative, careless, or impulsive thinking leads to actions that reflect the same. But when you choose thoughts that align with truth and purpose, your actions begin to follow that direction. This is where discipline begins, in the way you think before you act. You must also learn to pause before making decisions, especially in moments of pressure. Many mistakes happen not because of lack of knowledge, but because of lack of patience. When you rush, you rely on impulse instead of wisdom. I am calling you to slow down in those moments, to give yourself the space to choose what is right. That pause can be the difference between repeating a mistake and breaking free from it. Type 1111 to align with your purpose. There is also a deeper level of honesty that you must embrace within yourself. You must be willing to admit when something is not right, even if it is uncomfortable. Avoiding the truth only delays the change that needs to happen. When you face it directly, you gain the ability to correct it. This honesty is not meant to shame you, but to strengthen you. You have been given the ability to grow beyond what you have known. But growth requires effort. It requires you to step out of what is familiar and into what is right. That step is not always easy, but it is necessary. Each time you choose growth, you are building a stronger version of yourself. That version is the one that will carry you into your purpose. There is also a need for you to let go of the excuses that have held you back. Excuses may feel comforting in the moment, but they prevent you from taking action. When you remove those excuses, you are left with truth and choice. That is where real change begins. You cannot move forward while holding on to reasons to stay the same. You must also recognize that you are not alone in your effort to change. I am with you in every step, providing guidance and strength when you need it. There will be moments when you feel uncertain, but you must trust that you are being guided. That trust will give you the confidence to keep moving forward. It will remind you that you are not facing this alone. What if a quick 7-second brain ritual could truly wipe out your debt and fill your life with unstoppable abundance? A shocking CIA leak has just revealed a 7-second ritual now helping ordinary people clear debt and attract unlimited wealth. Verified by 4 top neuroscience labs, this easy at-home method is turning financial problems into dream lifestyles. New homes, cars, vacations. It's all happening for real people. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. There is a deeper level of commitment that I am calling you into now. It is not a temporary decision, but a lasting one. You are being asked to commit to growth, to discipline, and to alignment with what is right. This commitment will shape your future in ways you cannot yet see. It will open doors that would otherwise remain closed. You may feel moments of doubt as you continue. And that is part of the process. Doubt tries to pull you back into what is familiar, even when it is not good for you. But you must not let it control your actions. You are stronger than your doubts, and you are capable of moving forward despite them. Each time you do, you weaken their hold over you. There is something powerful being built within you through this process. It is not just awareness but resilience and strength. These qualities will carry you through future challenges. They will help you stand firm when you are tested again. This is why this moment matters so much, because it is preparing you for what lies ahead. Stay focused on what you are learning, and do not allow distractions to take you away from this path. There will always be things that try to pull your attention, but you must choose what truly matters. This is a moment of growth that should not be wasted. What you gain here will stay with you long after this moment passes. You are moving closer to alignment with your purpose, and that is something to hold on to. Each step you take in the right direction brings you closer to where you are meant to be. Do not lose sight of that. Even when the process feels challenging, you are not moving backward. You are moving forward with greater understanding. That means your heart is still open even if it feels heavy. I am not speaking to break you down. I am speaking to rebuild you in a stronger way. This is where your transformation becomes real. Not just something you hear, but something you live. There is something deeper I need you to face now, and it requires courage. The mistake you made was not only about what you did, but about what you avoided. You avoided a truth you already knew. And in doing so, you allowed yourself to move in the wrong direction. Avoidance creates distance between you and what is right. I am calling you to close that distance by facing what you tried to ignore. Type 1313. If you are ready to face the truth, you must understand that avoidance often feels easier in the moment, but it creates greater difficulty later. When you delay what needs to be addressed, it does not disappear. It grows. That is what happened here. And now you are seeing the result of that growth. But this is also your chance to stop that pattern. When you choose to face things directly, you prevent them from gaining power over you. There is also a need for you to become more aware of your internal dialogue. The way you speak to yourself matters more than you think. If you allow negative or careless thoughts to dominate, they will shape your actions in the same direction. But when you begin to speak truth and clarity to yourself, your actions will begin to follow that path. This is how you take control of your mindset. You are not meant to live in confusion or constant struggle. I have given you the ability to think clearly, to choose wisely, and to act with intention. But those abilities must be used. When you ignore them, you create unnecessary difficulty in your life. I am guiding you back to a place of clarity, where your decisions are made with awareness and purpose. Type 1414 to step into clarity. There is also something you must release in order to move forward fully. You have been holding on to certain thoughts or attachments that are not helping you grow. They may feel familiar, but they are not beneficial. Letting go of them will create space for something better. This is not loss. It is making room for growth. You must also begin to trust the process you are in, even if you do not fully understand it. Not everything will make sense immediately. But that does not mean it is not working. Growth often happens beneath the surface before it becomes visible. Trust that what is happening now is preparing you for something greater. Your role is to stay committed and continue moving forward. There will be moments when you are tempted to return to old patterns simply because they are familiar. In those moments, you must remind yourself why you chose to change. You must remember the clarity you have gained, and the direction you are moving toward. This awareness will help you resist the pull of what you have already outgrown. You are not the same person you were before this moment. There is also a need for you to strengthen your sense of purpose. When you are clear about where you are going, it becomes easier to let go of what does not align. Purpose gives direction to your actions and meaning to your choices. Without it, you may find yourself drifting again. I am guiding you to reconnect with that purpose, so you can move forward with confidence. You must also learn to be patient with your growth. There will be times when progress feels slow, but that does not mean it is not happening. Every small step you take is building something greater. Do not rush the process or become discouraged by temporary challenges. Stay steady, and you will see the results over time. Could a CIA-leaked brainwave ritual be the fastest shortcut to a life of luxury? Newly released CIA research has just exposed a jaw-dropping brainwave technique that's letting everyday people attract massive wealth almost instantly. This 7-second home ritual proven by 4 neuroscience labs is transforming debt into dream houses, cars, and luxury getaways. If you're reading this, consider yourself lucky. The page could be taken down any time. Click the link in the description and comments to unlock the secret before it's gone forever. There is something important you need to remember as you continue. You are not being corrected because you are failing. You are being corrected because you are capable of more. I see your potential clearly even when you doubt it. That is why I am guiding you in this way, because I know what you can become. Do not settle for less than that. You must also begin to align your daily actions with what you are learning here. It is not enough to understand these words. You must live them. The way you respond to situations, the choices you make, and the habits you build should reflect this new awareness. This is how you turn knowledge into transformation. Without action, understanding remains incomplete. There is also a need for you to stay focused on what truly matters. Distractions will always be present, trying to pull your attention in different directions. But you must choose to remain centered on your growth and your purpose. This focus will help you stay aligned and avoid unnecessary mistakes. It will keep you moving in the right direction. You are not alone in this journey, and you never have been. I am with you, guiding you, correcting you and supporting you every step of the way. Even when you do not feel it, my presence is there. Trust in that, and let it give you strength. You are being led, not left behind. There is something deeper I need you to understand. Now about the mistake that brought you here. It was not just a wrong action. It was a moment where you trusted the wrong voice. That voice may have sounded like your own reasoning, or it may have come from influence around you. But it led you away from what you already knew was right. Learning to recognize those voices is essential if you want to avoid repeating the same pattern. Type 1515. If you choose truth, you must begin to question the thoughts that guide your decisions. Not every thought that enters your mind deserves to be followed. Some are shaped by fear, others by habit, and some by external influence. If you follow them without awareness, they will lead you in directions that do not align with your purpose. I am calling you to pause and examine those thoughts before you act on them. There is also a need for you to strengthen your connection to what is true within you. You have felt that inner clarity before, that quiet sense of knowing what is right. But there have been times when you ignored it, because something else felt easier or more appealing. That is where the mistake began. When you choose truth over convenience, you protect yourself from unnecessary struggles. type 1616. To stay aligned, you must also learn to recognize the difference between temporary desire and lasting purpose. Temporary desires often promise quick satisfaction, but they do not lead to growth. Purpose, on the other hand, requires patience and discipline, but it leads to fulfillment. When you choose purpose, you are choosing a path that builds your life in a meaningful way. That choice must be made repeatedly, not just once. There is something else that needs your attention now, and it is your consistency. You may understand what is right, but understanding alone is not enough. You must apply it consistently, even when it feels repetitive or difficult. Consistency is what turns intention into reality. Without it, you will find yourself starting over again and again. You are being shaped into someone who can handle greater responsibility. That is why this process is necessary. If you are not consistent now, you will struggle when more is placed in your hands. I am preparing you step by step, so that you are ready for what is ahead. This preparation may feel challenging, but it is building something strong within you. There will be moments when you feel tired of trying, when it feels easier to fall back into what you know. In those moments you must remind yourself why you started this process. You must remember the clarity you have gained, and the direction you are moving toward. That reminder will help you keep going when your energy feels low. You must also begin to celebrate your progress even if it feels small. Every time you choose differently, every time you pause and think before acting, you are growing. Do not overlook these moments, because they are signs that change is happening. Acknowledging them will give you the motivation to continue. There is also a need for you to remain humble as you grow. Growth is not about becoming perfect. It is about becoming aware and intentional. If you allow pride to take over, you may stop paying attention and fall back into old patterns. Humility keeps you grounded and open to continued learning. It allows you to keep improving without becoming careless. You must also stay connected to the reason you were corrected in the first place. Do not let this become just another moment that fades over time. Hold on to the lesson and let it guide your actions moving forward. This is how you prevent repetition and create lasting change. What you learn here should become part of how you live. There is something important you need to remember as you continue. You are not being watched with the intention to judge you, but to guide you. I see your effort, your struggle, and your desire to improve. That is why I continue to speak to you in this way. My correction is not rejection, it is direction. You must also remain patient with the pace of your growth. Some changes happen quickly while others take time to fully develop. Do not rush or become discouraged if everything does not change at once. Stay consistent and you will see the results over time. This is a process that builds strength gradually. There is still more that you need to understand, and it will come as you continue to listen and apply what you are learning. You are moving deeper into alignment with your purpose, and that is something to hold on to. Each step you take is bringing you closer to where you are meant to be. Do not stop now, because you are in the middle of something important. Is it really possible for a 7-second ritual to turn financial struggle into overnight wealth? This leaked CIA-backed study uncovers a 7-second money ritual that's changing lives right now. Endorsed by 4 neuroscience labs, it reprograms your brain to attract money like a magnet. People once broke are now living their dream lives. Luxury homes, new vehicles, exotic travel. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. Stay with me, because there is still more guidance ahead. What you are building within yourself right now will shape your future in ways you cannot yet see. Keep listening, keep reflecting, and keep choosing what is right. This is how you move forward with strength, clarity, and purpose. This is not just about correcting one mistake anymore. It is about becoming someone who no longer repeats the same patterns. I am guiding you into a higher level of understanding where your choices reflect who you are becoming, not who you used to be. This is where your transformation becomes visible in your daily life. It is not sudden, but it is steady and real. There is something important you must accept now with full clarity. The mistake that brought you here has already served its purpose by opening your eyes. Holding on to it any longer, as a source of guilt, will only slow your growth. You must release the weight of it, while holding on to the lesson it taught you. This is how you move forward without being trapped by what is behind you. Growth requires both remembrance and release. Type 1717. If you are ready to move forward, you must also begin to see yourself differently than you did before this moment. You are not someone who is stuck in cycles. You are someone who is learning how to break them. That shift in identity is important because it influences how you act moving forward. When you see yourself as capable of change, your actions begin to align with that belief. This is how you step into a new version of yourself. There is a deeper level of confidence that I want you to develop. But it is not based on pride. It is based on awareness, discipline, and trust in your ability to choose what is right. This confidence grows each time you make a decision that aligns with your purpose. Over time, it becomes a steady part of who you are. It is not loud, but it is strong. Type 1818 to walk in strength. You must also begin to notice how your decisions are becoming more intentional. Where you once reacted quickly, you are now pausing and considering your choices. This is a sign of growth, even if it feels small. Do not overlook these changes because they are building something greater. Each intentional decision strengthens your foundation. There is also a need for you to remain consistent, even when things begin to feel easier. Sometimes growth becomes more challenging when it feels like you have made progress, because you may become less alert. You must not allow that to happen. Stay intentional and continue applying what you have learned. This is how you maintain the progress you have made. You are also being prepared to handle situations that will require greater wisdom. What you are learning now is not just for this moment. It is for what lies ahead. There will be times when your ability to pause, reflect, and choose wisely will make a significant difference. This is why this process matters so much. It is shaping how you will respond in future moments. There is something else you must hold on to as you continue. You are not alone in maintaining this growth. I am with you in every step, providing guidance and strength when you need it. When you feel uncertain, you can rely on that presence to steady you. This connection will help you remain aligned, even when challenges arise. You must also begin to trust the changes that are happening within you. Do not question whether they are real or lasting. Trust that each step you take is building something solid. Doubt can weaken your progress if you allow it to take hold. Replace that doubt with trust in the process, and in your ability to continue growing. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall, share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now, join the family, and see your heavens open. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description, and pinned comment, a place where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.